Daily Mail. CBS News is spending $10,000 a day on bodyguards for anti-woke new editor-in-chief Bari Weiss. I want to show you this tweet that is getting a lot of attention.
Yeah, I saw this.
It's from Sean Padraig McCarthy, who says, Zoran Mamdani, I'm thinking it's time to review those concealed carry permits for Bari Weiss's security. What does that mean? Libby, what does that mean?
It means people are evil, Tim.
Libby, what is he implying?
I think he's implying that perhaps Bari Weiss said Zoran Mamdani would be happy if she was just walking around without any bodyguards at all.
Well, why would that matter to these people? Why would they not want Bari Weiss to have bodyguards?
Maybe they're just really big fans of Luigi Mangione?
No. He couldn't be implying that he wants to facilitate Bari Weiss's murder, is he?
He might be.
My God. I can't believe this is happening in America.
That's a little far-fetched. A leftist calling for political violence? Are you kidding?
Unheard of. I thought we were just having a pleasant argument with Democrats this whole time. When that bullet whizzed past Trump's head and struck his ear, I thought that was just harsh negotiations.
And it got a little harsher in September 10th.
Wow.
Weren't we going to lower the temperature? I heard something about lowering the temperature.
There will be no lowering.
I had a security assessment recently that it's gotten worse. And the recommendation was to increase our already massive security details because of how insane things are getting. This guy should be criminally charged for this.
Yep.
I don't care about your argument of, but it's innuendo. The intention is clear. Intent is everything. So if the argument is you can't make a clear and imminent threat, saying Bari Weiss should have her security's weapons pulled is a death threat. Okay, if we're going to play this game where we argue, no, it's innuendo, it's free speech, okay, I hope y'all are prepared for what comes next because we've seen it happen before and it'll happen again.
It is.
We can take action now.
It's what's already happened.
I mean, the thing is, the socialism is not the future of the Democratic Party. It's the present of the party right now. It's right now. That's what's going on. Their interest in withholding guns and preventing people from having guns, we know that that's what's going on. We're seeing that, right? And they even passed something in Maine about that, right? And you had Jay Jones in Virginia talking...
Some kind of red flag law in Maine.
Yeah. You had Jay Jones in Virginia saying that he hoped a man got shot so that he would so that man would reconsider gun laws. That's absolutely insane. Jay Jones
said he hoped his rival's children would die in their wife's arms after being shot, so that they would agree with gun control.
That's right. That's what I was trying to say. You said it better than I did. But
because it wasn't that a man would get shot; it was that the children would be murdered.
Well, he
and
wanted
they would
to kill
hold
the
their
guy. It was both. He wanted to kill the guy and then have his wife watch the children die. It was both.
The circumstance was
he wanted to leave her a mother.
In any circumstance, he would put 2 bullets in the head of the Republican. Right. He wants the wife to hold her dying children after they were shot, so that she agrees with gun control.
Did you hear? There was a crazy revelation after that. I think it was on Tucker's show, but someone who served with Gilbert, who had been the speaker, and Jones said that Gilbert's kids were running around in the Capitol all the time and were hanging out. So Jones knew the kids who he was saying he wanted to see murdered in their mother's arms.
$10,000 per day for Bari Weiss's security to run CBS.
Do you think it's necessary? Do you think she needs
I think that's cheap.
Yeah.
I think it's very, very cheap. Having to deal with similar things. Now, CBS News can spend $10,000 a day. I'm not convinced enough. Mm-hmm. And it's not a joke.
David Ellison can afford it. You should get her more.
He should. $10,000 a day is not enough.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much about security stuff because you don't want to give away, but they're looking at what is it, six guys, high skill, trained, elite.
Cars, everything.
Yeah. There's people posting online that they want the weight of government to assist to facilitate the murder of Bari Weiss.
And then Republicans make the opposite argument, which is always whenever they want to take away your guns, you're saying, but you're protected by guns. And that's the Republicans' point of saying we need to empower the citizens by giving them the right to carry a firearm. Whereas when they talk about it on the left, they want to talk about disarming people so that people can be murdered.
It really pisses me off how the left is allowed to carry the narrative. And what I mean by that is anytime there's a shooting, literally every time, the left-wing politicians and the media will come out and call for further gun control. And I don't know why the right wing doesn't come out at the same time and call for arming more people. Because the bottom line is you could talk all the bull you want, but you would feel more comfortable if your child was at a school in which the teachers were armed, in which there were armed security, than if they were at a school in which it was a gun-free zone. And it's the most obvious argument in the world, and anyone who says they'd rather have their child at a school that's a gun-free zone is absolutely full of it. And the truth is that the truth will resonate more if you have the courage to get it out there. And I don't know why the right wing basically cucks every time one of these incidents happen.
There was my brother had an idea for a video game that was, and then my brother had an idea for a video game, and then I helped refine the idea. The idea was a school shooter video game, and the point was to make a political point. And I was like, I don't think people are going to understand the point you're making if it's a school shooting. And I said the game that I wanted to make was, you play a middle-aged mother. Maybe not middle-aged, maybe like 38. And you've got like a 10-year-old son. And the game starts, I think we should do this. We should totally do this. The game starts with you pulling up to a school, and the little boy has got his backpack, and the mom's like pops the door open, and she says, okay, well, I'll be here at 2:30 to pick you up. You got your lunch? And he's like, yeah, I got my lunch, Mom. And then he runs in. And then he runs into the school. The doors close. And then the character picks up her phone and she pulls up, Google Maps, starts typing in an address. When all of a sudden you hear pop, 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 and screams, the door bursts open and people run out screaming and one person's limping and bleeding. And then the character you play goes, oh God, Billy. And then she goes to reach for the glove compartment and it freezes and goes, choose your difficulty. And then you can select gun-free zone and Second Amendment rights. And when you choose gun-free zone, she pops them in the glove box and there's nothing there. And then she goes, oh. And then she gets out and the fists come up and you got to run to the school to save your kid with your fists.
God.
I thought you were going to say Billy was the one who was the shooter. He took the gun out of the glove box.
No, if you choose Second Amendment rights, she pops it open, grabs her Glock, and then you go in and stop the school shooter.
Interesting.
And it's like meant to be a very obvious political point of,
And then
regardless of whether or not you banned guns, the shooter is there.
I don't know. I mean, when my kid was in school in Brooklyn, there were NYPD stationed at the school. And it was never a question of whether or not there'd be NYPD stationed at the school. Like, obviously, they would be there. And when I had the opportunity after moving to vote on a ballot measure of whether or not there would be armed cops at the school, I was like, yeah,
This is what diversity looks like.
put armed cops at the school.
But to your point about Second Amendment, about the rights messaging on guns, I think a big part of it goes back to what you were talking about before, which is self-sufficiency, which is that a lot of people, they would rather imagine a world that's butterflies and rainbows where guns don't exist, rather than the world we actually live in, which is a fundamental difference between the left and the right, which is that the left is idealistic to a fault to the point of utopian beliefs, and the right has to, more often than not, operate within the world that we actually live in and be more pragmatic.
I want to say something on the story. I think Bari Weiss may be one of the most important people in the country right now. The reason is when Zohar Mamdani did that Nazi salute after his rally, nobody cares. And regular normies in Virginia who voted for Jay Jones, it's because they don't know that he wants to murder children. They don't pay attention. They're clueless. I know because I talk to these people. We live in this area, and I routinely meet people and have interesting conversations at the old poker table. They don't know this stuff. And it's fascinating when I talk to them. Now, Bari Weiss, as the head of CBS News, likely is going to be covering a lot of these issues. CBS will now have a shift in their culture. She's already fired the race and culture unit. If CBS News, as one of the establishment news sources, actually takes the approach of being critical of the weird woke left stuff, this could actually shift the perception of the normies and be beneficial for the fabric of this country. Now, I'm not saying Bari Weiss's opinions are all perfect. She's got some notoriously bad takes, like that clip from Joe Rogan, also several years ago. But she's a million times better than the establishment media. This is why she has $10,000 a day security, and this is why woke people want her murdered, because she breaks the narrative.
They also handled the Trump interview substantially better on 60 Minutes. They did the edited version. They posted that. They posted the full video. They posted the entire transcript, and they made sure all of it was publicized.
Well, one of the things that's going on right now, CBS is Paramount Skydance, which is David Ellison, and Larry Ellison has a good relationship with Donald Trump. So one step further is like right now, David Ellison is aggressively looking to buy Warner Brothers, which is CNN. And
Let's go.
and there's already like CNN already has like a rocky relationship because much like everybody has their boogeyman. In politics, it's Trump. In media and in pop culture, it's becoming increasingly David Zaslav and David Ellison. And what would happen if David Ellison was to be able to make that sale go through? Because the whole point was that he wants to buy it because they have a friendly relationship with the Trump administration. He would be able to theoretically make some type of merger happen with government. The government would approve it more readily than they would perhaps another buyer. And then he has control of CNN too. I don't like that idea, but I don't want more consolidation.
If it crushes the woke corporate media apparatus, even if Bari Weiss is a tepid liberal, it is better than what we are getting with the lie machine. So thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.